Welcome back, guys, to the channel, and welcome back to season number 3 of Build a Nation in Croatia with Hajduk Split. Now, let's get straight into it because it's not looking too pretty at the moment. We are up to the 1st of September, so we have played a hatful of games, and we currently sit nearer the relegation zone than the top of the table. That is incredibly disappointing, and we've had a bad start to the season. If we have a look at the scheduling, that is not good. We had Europa League qualifications, which we fluffed. And then we went for the Conference League qualifications, which we did do. So that means we're in the Europa Conference League this season. But we have had a really, really bad start to the league campaign, where we've lost against Rijeka, Lokomotiva, even Dinamo Zagreb as well. A draw against Balepo, a loss against Istra. It's not been pretty in the slightest. I don't quite understand why yet. The only thing I can put it down to is I signed Daniel Bucerovic as my new assistant manager because my assistant manager left to a new club at the end of last season. So I had to bring a new one in. So it may be just some teething issues with the new assistant manager as I'm simulating it. I'm sticking with the same system. I've tweaked a couple of the player roles, gone for a volante and a ball-winning midfielder here instead of having the halfback and the regista. I was hoping for a little bit more, to be fair, but if we have a look at the transfers, I did spend a bit of money. Let's go back one. So that's all the free transfers there, nothing there, so everything was done after the tick over. So I did bring in a little bit of money. Idrissa Toure has gone to Osijek after one season, so we made $1.5 million on him. Kleinheisler has gone to Austria Vienna. Krovinovic has gone to Famalicão. Kalinic, he was 38, I think? 36. I need to get Vutasov playing more, so he had to go. That really annoyed the squad, by the way. Again, that could have another slight issue with things. Melniak has gone to Konyaspor, so minimal amounts, $3.5 million brought in, but I did spend a bit of money. Broke the record a couple of times, actually. So, firstly, free transfer. I wanted another right back, Timothy Fosu-Mensah. Former Man United player, played for Palace, Fulham, Bayer Leverkusen and Schalke. Been around a bit, very, very good player for this league. Hoping that he'll come good further the season goes on. Martin Luciano, £2.5 million left back this time. Again, very good player all round. Attributes are awesome, so I'm hoping we'll see a bit of progression from him. Already a star first league player, so we'll see. And then a couple of Croatians. Ante Cernak, 22-year-old winger, lot of ability, lot of potential. Will continuously build on that. And then finally, another striker I wanted to bring in, Matija Frigan from Westerlo, Croatian, is actually a former Rijeka prodigy and has come back here. Very aggressive, pressing forward, decent finishing, good natural fitness, very strong, good stamina, perfect for that pressing forward role. Aggressive, determined, I like it, and he's already scored a few goals, although played a lot of games. That's the issue. Yeah, I mean, squad-wise, we're stacked out. It's not looking too bad. Tactically wise, we're still fairly strong. We are still fairly strong tactically, but competitions then. So yeah, Europa League we're out of. Obviously we've got the Croatian Cup. We did win their version of the Charity Shield, where we beat Dinamo Zagreb on penalties. So that's something. Another little bit of silverware. That's one bit of Croatian silverware every season that we've won now, which I'm quite happy with. We'll say obviously we've got the Croatian Cup, and then we've got the Conference League. The Conference League. Look at the teams that are in this. Aberdeen, Shamrock, Real Betis is probably the one. Olympiacos and Panathinaikos are going to be the tough ones as well. Sassuolo, again, that's going to be a tough one. And Dinamo Kiev is going to be a tough one. So there are some tough teams in there. But I think we can get reasonably far on this. Who knows? But I'm going to go roll the highlights reel. Come and check us out after the highlights reel and see how we get on. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Well, to say this season was an utter mess would be an understatement. It didn't start well, as we didn't even qualify for the Europa League, only just qualified for the Conference League after beating AGF 4-3 on aggregate. League phase wins versus Malmo, TND and Pristina 8-0 meant we had to go through the knockout rounds. which was a hard 1-0 aggregate win versus Apoel. But the journey ended in the round of 16 thanks to Real Betis and their 5-0 thumping of us on aggregate. That start in Europe meant we also got off to a really bad start in the league, and we never really recovered either. Not until after the winter break anyway. But wins versus Rijeka 2-0, Lokomotiva 3-0, and Dynamo Zagreb 4-2 helped keep us mid-table as Osijek ran away with the title this season. And finally, after winning the Croatian Cup last season, we defended it limply, after being knocked out in the second round on penalties after only beating Zagora in the first round. Well, I can't really explain that, to be fair. Finishing mid-table, outside the European spots, the drop-off has been incredible.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
I mean, if we have a, you can see it here, but if we have a look at the past positions of us, we've been nowhere near. Our form has been so erratic this season. The only thing I can put it down to is the fact of losing Rakitic last season, Kalinic in the transfer window, and also Levaya is starting to drop off a lot physically as well. Those three super experienced players may have had a bigger effect than I realise on the dynamics of the squad. And that could be a reason as to why. Again, I alluded to the fact that I had Bulanovic as my assistant manager. Well, he's not anymore. I sacked him after this.
You're fired. Get out of here.
I was not impressed after that first season, so I sacked him, and I'm going to get a new assistant manager in for season number 4. It's not good enough. Nowhere near good enough, so I was ruthless with that, to be fair. I'll say, if we have a look at we had a better second half of the season than we did in the first, but all the damage was done earlier on, and we just couldn't recover. Other competitions-wise, I mean, Croatian Cup second round by Vukovar. Where do they play? In mid-table of the second league. Yeesh, that's not good. Round of 16 by Real Betis, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. If we have a look at the league phase, we qualify. To be fair, I was at... Oh, bloody hell, Man United are in there. How did they end up in the league phase? I missed that entirely. There's my old team, Linfield down there. Okay. Round of 16 by Real Betis. Okay, I think that's probably where our limit is for Europe at the moment. But I would like to see us progress a little bit more. If we go back to the Croatia First League, we're still at 23. That's not good. Really need to start building things up a little bit more. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at the squad. Levaya, again, like I alluded to, physically, wow. Dropped off a cliff. His contract runs out. I'm not renewing it. He won't be here next season. Thank you very much for your service, Marco Levaya, but it's time to move on. He's got a lot of goals for us. He's done well, but that is it for him. Matej Frigan, 15 goals and 4. Sanyang, 11 and 9. 9 and 15 for Benaru. Bruno Durdov, believe it or not, is a youth product. Comes through the youth academy system, has a 5-star potential. This guy is going to be incredible. I'm quite surprised he's not on the radar of any European clubs at the moment. Fingers crossed he doesn't for another couple of seasons at least, because I'd like to get a lot more out of him. He's got a lot of potential. In fact, I'll go to the dev centre in a minute to show you some of the players that we have got coming through. Geiler didn't play that many, but he only got 5 goals. So, yeah, 9 assists from Michael Zappa as well. Yeah, I think there's going to be some movements going on in the summer transfer window because we've got 10 million to spend, which is quite a lot for this club. It's not bad. But we also have a lot of players coming through our system. Squad-wise, there's a lot of 5-star potential here. Bistra, Kalinak, Marjanovic, Zuzul, Matic, Budimir, Katalinic, Sikatic, Rudan, Chera and Maranika are all ones to keep an eye out for, as well as some of these guys down here that are the 4-star potential. We've got a lot of young talent coming through our system. This is where I want to start bringing it. Coming like season 4 and 5, I'm going to start bringing a few of those through. It will save us a bit of money, but I also want to produce like sort of the next Ante Rebic, Luka Modric, or even Perisic. I want all those sort of players. I want to start producing more of them. Even a Robert Prosinecki. I mean, I'd love to find a player who is of Robert Prosinecki's standard, because he was a phenomenal player. It really was. And there we have it, guys. So that's the end of Season 3. The most unsuccessful season that we've had so far, but we will come back fighting for Season number 4. But to do that, you have to subscribe and like this video to catch the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Ta-ra.